Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hey, 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 hey. Morning, morning. How's it going? All right. Thank you for joining me. Can you hear me? I got the heater on. Hey, Dee Love, girl. Hey, sweetie. I forgot to comment on your your last your oldie but goodie throwback. I don't know if I commented on it, but about how to relieve stress. I think we're going to carry that video into great. I think we should carry that video into 2020 because I think uh some folks could use that. How is how's the vegan going? How's the veganism, the vegetarianism? We're going to be talking about my weight loss. I got I got notes this time. I got notes. Okay, so if I step out, it's because I got to answer the door. I'm the only one by myself. My office manager is in the hospital. So I'm coming in the office early, but because it's quiet, I figured let me just go make a live video and just do everything that I've been wanting to do and just get it done. So I'm going to do my weight loss and life update. We're going to talk about a little unknown fact about the movie Queen and Slim. Going to give you that because I've watched a few reviews and I got a little info for you. We're going to talk about some panels. Okay. Well, you know what? It was the holidays, and we're not even going to fret over that. All right, because I did the same thing. Pretty much, I was like, okay, it's only one day. I'm going to enjoy the food, and we're going to get back on track. So good for you. You know, the year is not out. You can still get back on track going into the new year. Gonna and do a little celebrity news. All right. So let me tell you about the weight loss update. My hair is looking crazy. Let's do a hair update. So I've been finger coiling my hair. Look how long it's gotten, y'all. Look at this. I'm just taking the side out. Look at that. It's gotten long. Look at this. Right? So it's getting there. It's getting there. So weight loss update. We are at week 6, I think. My starting weight was 194. I am down to 188. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Good. Yeah, it did. Yeah. See, I've got a lot of shrinkage. So, it looks really short. You need a relaxer. So, my hair is a lot longer than it appears. All right. So I'm okay with it. Let's see. So thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. So I'm down from 194 to 188. And so my goal is to lose 10. Hey, Deanna, girl, I don't think I've ever seen you on my live. Thank you. So I think I'm still on track. I'm still on track. So my goal is to get to 184 before I'm going to be out of town. So my weigh-in date is going to actually be like January 2nd. So we're on track. All right, so let's talk about life update. So for those of you who have been checking, thank you so much. I really appreciate you checking in. Thank you. So for those of you who know, my daughter's in the Air Force and she came home and for Thanksgiving and we put her back on an airplane back to our base on Monday. This past Friday, I get a text. She's getting married. Not only is she getting married, but she has come up with the date of January 19th of 2020, y'all. So I am trying to put together a wedding without my daughter being present to make this happen. Thank you. You know what? I don't think you ever get addicted to working out. A lot of people wonder why. How is it I can get up at 4 in the morning and work out? It really is a matter of I just get it done. And a lot of times I am talking to myself, do I really want to get up? 90% of the time, when I do get up, even when I don't want to get up, I feel better that I did it. And the other 5% is I'm just going to not do it. And then the other 5% is I regret it when I don't get up because when I'm finally over that slump, I'm like, I could have just went up and I could have just gone worked out. So it's never really a matter of addicted because most of us do fight through working out on a consistent basis, but we just push through it. And 9 times out of 10, when you finally get into it and you're done, you're happy that you did. I don't know if you ever get addicted because I've been working out for a long time and I do enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy what it does for my body. When I don't do it, I feel the difference as far as my mental clarity and all that. But there's sometimes you just got to listen to your body and just take some days off. Now, what you should do, I can only speak for myself. I always give myself like a a 2-day max. Like I'm not going to not work out no more than 2 days in a row because 2 days end up being a week, ends up being 6 weeks, and then you're back to, oh man, I need to get back in the groove of things. So, yes, so that's what's going on. I have been making phone calls and getting venues together and DJs together, photographer together. I kind of snapped on my daughter because she was asking me a question about bridesmaids. And first I thought it was only going to be her and a bridesmaid. And then she was trying to tell me there's going to be five on each side. And I was like, no, 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 no. Because see, um, this wedding was not planned. You've sprung this on me. I'm trying to make this happen. And I've got to buy your bouquet and your bridesmaid bouquet. And now we went from, you know, two people to now I gotta buy. You want five bridesmaids plus you. Then you have the groomsmen and his people. I gotta get flowers and boutonnieres and all that. I'm like, no, no, this was not in the budget. It was never in the budget. So I had to snap. Oh, hold on, UPS. Sorry about that. I told you. So I was like, no, 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 no. You can do something on your own, but I gotta cap it. you know so yeah, so that's what's going on. All right, so let's talk about some of the things in my notes and then we can talk about what you want to talk about. Okay, so everybody's talking about the movie Queen and Slim. I have not watched it. I probably am not going to watch it until later. I don't have the time to go to the movies right now since I've told you what I've told you, but I've been watching reviews. So Lena, I think her name is Lena Waithe. uh the movie Queen and Slim was not just written by her. She's the front person of the movie. She's the one that's getting all the visual visual shine. However, actually, three people was into making this movie as far as the script. And so it's another female, and then another name popped up, and the name is James Fry. And I was like, James Fry, James Fry. How do I know that name? Like that name sounds familiar. So when I was watching the review, the pictures of the other two people came up, and I was like, I know who that is. So for those of you who used to watch the Oprah Winfrey Show back in the day when she first started her book club, one of the books that she recommended was a memoir. and it was called A Million Little Pieces. Now, what made this particular book so famous is because one, James Fry was, I think this was his first book. He's written other books, but this was his first book, and it was so gritty and raw, and really just it was about drugs and all this stuff that it was just one of those ahead of its time type of books. Well, once it got on the Oprah Winfrey Show book club and the Oprah factor, now this book is being sold. Everybody's reading the book. But and this was before all the social media. Came to find out that the memoir was really not a memoir, that there was large parts of the book that was fabricated or exaggerated. And Oprah is very protective of her brand, and she really felt blindsided that she promoted this book as a memoir, that this was someone's life story, and it was really fiction. So what she did is, genius, again, she was ahead of her time. She actually, because there was so much backlash about this book, I mean, people were writing about the book, writing about him, and so she ended up bringing him on the show for a one-on-one sit down to ask, why did you lie? Why did you lie? And so he's sitting there squirming, trying to justify and really fall on the sword to Oprah that I didn't mean to lie in the book, and all this stuff. So that is the little unknown fact about Queen and Slim. So he is part of that movie. Let's talk about Juice World. Now, I don't know anything about this young man, but of course, everybody's talking about it. And evidently, this is a 21-year-old rapper. He flew out here in Chicago, Midway. He had a seizure and he died. And I guess on his private plane, 70 pounds of marijuana was found. Yeah, I am not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch that. This thing with you know, with our legends, my legends, um, Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. I know that, a lot of stuff's coming out, but Michael Jackson led such a tortured existence his last, I would say, 15 years of life. I'm like, let the man rest in peace. I just say let him rest in peace. And even years later, he's still not getting rest. Marijuana never killed anybody. No, so TMZ reported that right before, I guess, this run with the law, um, he put pills in his mouth, and that they think that those pills were what killed him. But there is going to be an autopsy, and it's unfortunate of a young, it's never good to hear a young man's death. All right, so Cardi B, did you see that Cardi B is on the cover of American Vogue? Now, American Vogue is really big. She is the first female rapper to cover American Vogue, and it's big because Vogue has lots of different. There's Africa Vogue, I think. Europe Vogue. There's lots of different Vogue covers, and there are a lot of stars that will make the other type of Vogue covers. But to get to the States, that's a pretty big thing. So she has been able to, and with her little adorable daughter, Culture, she is on the cover. So, no. Ooh, that's weird. So let's talk about Lizzo. Now, when I did my last live, two things happened. We talked about Lizzo and how I just feel like she's being, you know, she's over sexualizing herself and not focusing on music. I know that you've got to have a hook and all that to get people talking about you. I think that she has talent and that, leading forward with your sexuality sometimes is not always best. However, this is what she's doing and this is what's selling. So she was, I believe, at the Lakers game, and her song came up, Juice, and she uh dropped it like it was hot, and her back, her booty had cutouts like Prince had in his his infamous booty cutout pants. She has her fans wait for 7 hours after missing him. Oh, okay. You know what? I mean, a statement would be uh, okay. Is it me? Because I feel like when stuff like this happens, I feel like my age is showing. Why do we as a society at this moment feel like we have to justify everything on film? Why is it? It's if I said I was sick and I put a statement that I was sick, I really don't feel like I now need to videotape me on the toilet or throwing up for you to understand that I'm sick. I mean, if it's a lie, it's a lie, but I don't think I need to show like visualization that I'm sick. Lizzo and Just Drake. Yeah, did not get spanked when they got out of line. Well, that's a video for another day. It is definitely a video for another day. I mean, it's just too much. It's just too liars justify. Like I mean, I said I was sick. That's enough. That is it. That is all. I don't need y'all don't need to see my vomit or any other bodily fluids to know that I'm sick. I said I was sick, and that's that. That's what I have a publicist for. So yeah, that's weird. Okay, so I want to talk about Kenya Moore and Mark Daly. Now, I will admit I have not been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. I've been watching the reviews. I've been watching some of the, you know, press and things like that. And I also talked about Kenya Moore. I did a video about her not having a prenup, which makes absolutely no sense. Why would you not have a prenup? You are a single woman at the time when you got married. You have your own assets aside from him, and he has his own assets. Why, you are a woman of a certain age. Why would you not protect your assets before getting married? I mean, that makes absolutely no sense to me. But there's this narrative that she's been talking about, that ever since she and her husband have been doing the co-sleeping with baby Brooklyn, that there's no sex, there's no intimacy, and I don't think he does too. Now I did see the clip where she was going to make breakfast, and he was completely not interested in her. It was just him and the baby. You want to know something? I've never seen this before. I've seen this a lot in women, where men will make the complaint that ever since the baby has come, it's all about the baby. And it was really different to see him behaving in a way that you normally see first time moms, where hey, how are you? Where you would see, we're just talking about Kenya Moore and her husband, where you see the mother so enveloped with the baby that the husband doesn't even matter. And I'm seeing that go on with girl. that baby's so little, and if that bed's big enough, they probably could still do it right then and there. But it's so weird to see a man behave in a way that traditionally you would see a woman be so involved with the baby that all that matters is the baby. Now, I was watching uh, a review, Sci-Fi Dork. He's doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, and he I've been keeping up with his reviews and others, and he posed a really good question because first it was why is he behaving this way towards Kenya, and then he came up with something that I haven't heard anyone else talk about, and I was like, that might be that's a good point. Now, of course, we all know that Kenya was trying to have a baby, and that we all know that Mark did not want to be filmed. He did not want to be filmed. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. He did not want to be filmed, and he posed the thing that, okay, you wanted to film, right? Yeah. And I don't understand it. But that sounds like some first time mama stuff. That doesn't sound like a dad. And evidently he's had children before. So I'm not quite sure where you know, at first I wasn't quite sure where his protection was. But this was a good point. He says, okay, you wanted to film when you was trying to have a baby and you are almost 50 years old, you are statistically a high risk pregnancy. And I don't even like this reality show. And I really don't want you to be on this show. And I definitely don't want to be on this show. Why would you, being an older mom to be that has its own issues about being pregnant, why would you now add on the added stress on trying to be on the show? And that I'm not having it because you're not using good judgment. And this sounds like being irresponsible because you're not taking our unborn child's health in as your number one thing to be on this show. And now, since I can't trust your judgment on that, maybe I can't trust your judgment with our baby. And I was like, that might, how, again, this is like some first time mama stuff. You know how even if you've never had a baby but you're the mom, like you don't think that, hey, Tex Coco, you don't think that he can change a diaper, or because he's the dad, you don't know about Dee Dee, you ain't right. In your Kaya voice, right? In your Kaya voice. He don't know about uh, warming up a bottle, or he doesn't burp the baby right. You know how you see those first time moms don't think that he can do it. But now you're seeing Mark do it. And I do feel like he's using, I don't know, like, now it's the 10th. So I don't know if we can say these things, but a C blocker, right? We know what that means, that they're using the baby as a C blocker. Again, that's some first time mama stuff, that you use the baby as a C blocker. And so, hey, Lady V, hey. So that it's so strange to me seeing that come from a man. Now, I was watching something. What is it? Oh, I was watching somebody's review. This kind of segues with the thing with Todd and Candy. I think it was Erica De Niro TV. And she was saying on the video that, with Todd, now they have the second baby, and there is more than what Bravo is showing us. I'm not. No, there's a lot of editing and all that stuff, but on this is one of the reasons why. And I think even though Dee feels differently, Bravo is very, very good at emasculating the men on the show. I think Atlanta more. Yeah, I don't think he's into her either. We all said, oh, that she just wanted a baby and a husband, and now she's done. But I think he's just not that into you, and maybe he wanted the baby and be done. But Bravo is very good at emasculating the men. Um, that they carve that, and I think that if Mark ever watched any of the episodes, he does not want to be emasculated, and he ain't with the business. Oops. So that is part of it. But there was a thing with Todd that he did not want to change the baby because she has a vagina. She's a girl. We all know that girls have vaginas. But that was his out. Like, he ain't gonna like change diapers because she's a girl. And I thought, talking dirty, talking bad about Kenya. After the baby, Kenya must have shown a different. Well, I mean, no, Todd did not want another baby. No, and Candy and Candy and the one housewife on OC, the attorney, they all have these fertilized eggs, and have been, but they don't want to. They think that they should have babies because these eggs are fertilized, and I'm like, Erica, I felt the same way as Erica. You know, we get rid of eggs every month. I mean, just because you have an egg doesn't mean that you got to have a baby. I mean, until you hit menopause, you releasing eggs every month. So I don't understand this whole. And I'm not trying to dismiss or be insensitive, but just because you have fertilized eggs does not mean you need to have more babies. I don't understand this whole connection. And no, and if Candy is smart, she won't, she can either destroy the eggs, or she can donate them so that someone else can um and have a baby. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand this thing about you just because you want it. If it's not two of you, then you're gonna have nothing but resentment. And women are really good at overlooking what he's like. I'm good. You've got your daughter, I got my daughter, we got little baby Ace, we good. That's my little bro. He's just so adorable. He may not be as attached to the baby. Who knows? I mean, maybe not. But I really don't think Todd wanted another baby. I think he was good with baby Ace. No. You know what? Exactly. You know what my mantra is? A doubt is a don't. That is what I live by. A doubt is a don't. If I have any doubts, I don't move. And my husband has been on board with that, because anytime I've had like any kind of hesitation on something and have ignored that, it has never worked out. And something so life changing as bringing another baby. Yeah, she was like, you don't even have time with Ace. You're busy, being a mogul. Um, you know, that's crazy. I wouldn't do it. But hey, some of these ladies think that they can, yes, a doubt is a don't. I anytime. And here's the thing. Yeah, Riley, she did call him on it. She is too busy. I mean, babies, and just because you did it with Riley and you did it by yourself doesn't mean that now you don't even understand what it's like to have an infant and a young child, because I don't think he's past toddler age, I believe. But you raising Riley, and I think Mama Joyce really had a hand in helping her. It's completely different than having two little ones. Having one child is different than having two. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But hey, that's what these people want to do. So hey, you like it, I love it, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I live by a doubt. A doubt is a don't. So, all right. So let's talk about. I normally don't do it, but I mean, let me see. I'm going to preface this as I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about the subject, okay? Because I don't like to talk about other YouTubers. I have made it a point not to talk about YouTubers, but I do believe in talking about subject matters. So it was on my mind, and I thought, let me just put that out there. And after that, I really don't have anything else to talk about. So, what do you guys think about all of these panels? We have I have been tuned into, I think, all of the panels that have come about. I like the idea of the panels. I enjoy watching the panels because none of them are the same, and I think there's room for everybody. But what do you think of all these panels? It does make it for a nice something different, something that everybody can, hey, Miss Deborah. I think the small five people are a lot. And if you take five people with very strong opinions or strong personalities, that can be a lot. Um, it can be really difficult when people are talking over, because some people aren't as I don't know what the right word is, but like I have been accused of doing this where I'm not necessarily listening. I'm just waiting to give my response. And so when you're in a panel, you really need to be present. And then that way you can also take in the opinions and then be ready to respond. When it's a lot of going on, it's very difficult. So keeping the panel numbers small, I would never do more than five, especially if you're going to add in call-ins and then you're going to um, put guests on. It can be a lot. But I do like hearing the differences of opinions. Um, I do like some of the topics. You only watch the women's panel. I can't do the rest. Well, I want, it's like not like today, but back in the day when it's all about being messy, panels are not original. We just can't leave it for some people to have a whole certain. Well, you know what? When I like I like panels when they have a topic. If it's just to talk about YouTube stuff and that's the only thing you're going to talk about, then it can drag, and then you're now talking about people, and if that's what you want to do, like the Mess Express. I mean, that's what you're getting about being messy. I do like the panels when we have subjects because I like, there's a lot of things that we can talk about and garner an insightful voice. So I like that. I do like that. If done the right way, it can be fresh and it can be something like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do next time? Not necessarily reviewing other panels or what I will say this. I've watched VS do like a review on the gentleman's panel. And then what she would end up doing is a commentary on like, I would have liked this to happen. So she does kind of something different with a review. But I mean, I do like when there is a topic, that we're not just going to be on the panel and let's roast and gag about fellow content creators. I've watched Lockhead Boss Lady, and she makes it a point to have um, specific topics. Um, Miss Deborah, is the panel that you're talking about? Is that the one with Deanna and Heidi? I don't know if you're still on, but yeah, I like it where there's specific topics with the women's panel. With the women's panel, yeah, I like. Listen, there's room for the mess if that's what you want to add, but I like it when that's not all it's about. Like, let's have a couple of topics, and then if you want to do that as part of your segment, okay. Um, be honest, the panels are where I usually get caught up because I am completely clueless with what's going on. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Lots of times, Miss Deborah, I am so out of the loop and clueless. I don't know if you heard me on my earlier part, but my daughter's getting married. She sprung it to me that she's getting married Friday, and the wedding date is January 19th. And I am getting a wedding together last minute. So I won't be I won't be looking at the YouTube. So if I hit a panel and they start talking about YouTube stuff, that's how I'll get caught up, because I will probably not have time to be watching people's lives. I'm waiting for phone calls and emails about getting quotes and all this. That's what I'm doing with my life right now. So I like the messages, not too much. I don't have social media. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I have met the young man. I met him on Thanksgiving. He's nice. Yes, a winter wedding. Well, I got married on Valentine's Day. But again, I pray, I live in Northwest Indiana, Chicago. So please pray that the weather is decent and that there are no plane cancellations and all of that stuff. Okay. This is what your girl needs. Put that out in the atmosphere, because I got a lot of money that I've been spending in deposits. So, yes, my Sunday is normally my unplug. I'm not really doing anything. I stay in bed, and my daughter was blowing my phone up from about 12:30 till about 8. And when I was done, I had like a frontal tension headache. So, I'm still trying to lose this weight, so I'm trying to keep my stress down, because I don't need the cortisol flowing through and my weight going up. So we don't need that. I don't need stress eating. I don't need to be enjoying too many libations. I don't need none of that. Yes, so let's hope. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, I like the panels. And every now and then, I'm like, I want to get on a panel. I got some things to say. And then I just changed my mind and go, nah, just listen. Nah, just listen. So I might call in on a panel, but I do like the panels. As long as they're not too messy. Some people are overly consumed with the mess, and slowly but surely come the walking dead. That is a good point. That is a good point. So that's all I got. We're almost on 40 minutes ago. I didn't want to babble, so I said, let me come with some topics. And is there anything you guys want to talk about? We can talk about it. Thank you. Oh, you wasn't around. I've been, I got my finger coil. So here's my hair. Look, look how long it is. See, here's my hair update. See, not bad, huh? Not bad. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my friends are still sad that I cut my locks, but you know what? I'm so excited. I am not looking back. I'm really glad that I did it. Really glad that I did it. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Because I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I don't have nothing else to talk about. Any news or anything? Thank you. Yeah, and I'm doing real good. I'm keeping it moisturized. Um, you know, so okay. All right. So it is uh December 10th. The big days come. Oh, what do I think of the impeachment? It's racking up a lot of airtime, and I don't think anything's going to be done. Clinton was impeached, and he never stepped down from office. I've been so busy. I'm clueless on it. Oh, I gotta see a picture of that. Bye, Didi. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I think nothing's gonna happen, and I think people are sleeping. Uh, Kamala Harris, she stepped down. I don't think there are any Democrats right now that is a front runner that can really beat Trump. I hate to say it. I think he's gonna, if he decides to run for reelection, I think he's gonna be in again. I think we're gonna have another 4 years, and the Republicans, say what you will, um, but they are a united front. Even though we all know behind closed doors they are. I'm sick of the Republicans. Even though we all know how a lot of the Republicans feel. They are a united front and they are not going to show their weakness. And I can't say the same thing on the Democratic side. Yeah, well, the problem with that is that as much as Pelosi is trying to shine a light, I think there's too many people backing him and spinning and minimizing what's been going on. And I can only take it in small doses. It's a lot because it'll make you mad. And, here's the thing whether it's I live in Indiana. Okay, Pence is from Indiana. I met Pence when he was the governor of Indiana. Yeah, I met Pence during one of association luncheons. I've met him when he was the governor. And, Indiana is a red state. The county I live in is one of I think there might be three counties that are blue, and I live in one of them. But Indiana as a whole is a Republican state. So I don't see a lot of that changing. And of course, a lot of people have been hearing, I can't pronounce his name, but we have I feel bad. Not Senator in South Bend who is gay, and he's an up and coming politician. He's being groomed. So, we'll see how that goes. But I I hear your sentiments, Tex Coco, but you've been watching the impeachment. What do you think? Do you really think, with all this being let out, that this is really going to make a difference? Because I hear what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of the points, but I just don't see him leaving. I don't see him leaving. I don't see him being forced out, and I definitely don't see him voluntarily stepping down. And that's where the frustration comes, because you can roll out as much info, but I don't even think the public is even paying attention in some cases. I don't think the public is really watching. I'm really trying to have not a neutral, but I'm trying to hear all sides because I really want to make an informed opinion. But it's just, I don't know, it's just not looking good. Yeah, I just, like I said, the Republicans are having a united front, and no matter what, it is, it is, they are not going to sacrifice the party over the position. And I think that is the stance that they're taking. We're not going to sacrifice the party over the person, over the position. And since that is the wall that they're putting up, I don't see any of this stuff matter. The Democrats are so, I agree. I can only take small doses. The Democrats are so disjointed that they don't even know, we are seeing infighting. They're not even hiding it. So therein lies the problem. No one wants to agree to disagree, and no one is holding the same kind of stance as the Republican Party. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. So that is that's where the problem is, I think. We live in a desensitized society that there is a lot of stuff that is going on, and people aren't taking it as seriously as that. Could be a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, when it comes to politics, most of us are not very savvy, um, because it requires a lot of time and watching, and I mean, I hate to say it, but we all know what's going on with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but what's going on with the impeachment? I mean, most people know more about the housewives' personality than the candidates in their own town that they're going to vote for, if they even decide to vote. You know what I'm saying? If we did half of the research, that we do for looking in blogs and all the stuff about celebrity backgrounds, as much as we would in taking the time to research your judges that you're going to keep in your courts, that are going to be handling cases that might be your brother, your cousin, your neighbor, who are making life and death decisions on the daily, then there would be a change. And yeah, I agree. It is very daunting, and it is very frustrating, because a lot of people throw their hands up and say, "What does it matter?" Because they're all corrupt. Now that's now my husband is of the my husband is of the ideal is throw the whole thing out. Like, just do a Noah's Ark. Just wash no one in office. Take everybody out of office. Anybody that's been in office 10 years or more, you are tainted. You are part of the problem. You're part of the machine, and everybody just needs to go. And just that way, you don't have any people with backing and backdoor. Now that I was thinking about it, YouTube is a lot like politics. YouTube is a lot like politics. You start watching some of these things that go on, and then you find out there are backdoor conversations, backdoor alliances, um, uh, emails and phone conversations tapped. I just thought of that. And it's a lot like politics. People are they say politics make strange bedfellows. Well, we could say that about YouTube. That there are alliances going on that that they are in it just for the long term. Oh yeah, operating like a mob boss, right? Yeah, yeah, an OG. Yeah. But I just thought like well, YouTube is a lot like politics. People are friends today and they're not friends later, and people who were enemies before and now they have alliances, and you hear about things that happen around in the background, and yeah, there's a lot about there's loyalty and people going around trying to get people's alliances and be friends with them. And someone's out there always kind of doing the dirty work, for that person. YT is definitely like politics. And some people are very good politicians and play the game better than others. And then you have casualties that don't know the game, can't hang with the game. Yeah, that was that. I just got that in my spirit. I just got that in my spirit. So that's a good one. So okay, so it's the end of the year. A lot of people gonna be doing their I know uh gosh. D Ramsey is doing something. Girl, that's God got jokes. He's got jokes. Um it's the end of the year, and people going to be talking about what they're going to do for the new year, 2020. I don't know if you're in numerology. I think 2020 is a significant number. I don't know it to even talk about it, but I think 2020 is kind of a big number. Going into another decade and all this stuff. And kind of wrapping up now. I hope some of the content creators do a recap of 2019, because if someone did a recap, I would love to, but I don't watch enough of all the content creators to do like what was the biggest news in 2019, like do a countdown, like the last week of December, and do a countdown and a recap of what was the big news of 2019. What was the blowout? Who was the shining star, the fallen star? What were the biggest? Yeah, I like recaps too. What was the biggest story going on in YouTube? All that kind of stuff. And you can have it in different categories. So, who would like to see that? Because I would like to see that. I like a good recap of the year. Who was the breakout star? All that stuff. And there is tons of material. Who shocked you the most of 2019? I would really like to see that. I think that there are a couple of content creators that would be really good at it. And I think that would be a really good segment to do. So that is what I'm putting out there in the atmosphere. There's quite a few content creators that could really do that. And I hope 2020 isn't a transfer where people have been prophesying about America. Well, America losing power. I don't think that will happen because America still has the biggest military. And as long as that happens, as that keeps going on, they have the largest military. I think that losing power, that's all relative. Losing power, how? I think that in some ways, America doesn't have the one up on a lot of things, but we still have economic strength and we have a large military. And I think that's what keeps us still in the game as people always trying to get to America. We still have that going for us. So as long as that happens, I don't see a transfer of world power. As long as our economic strength is still there, perceived or otherwise, and we still hold a strong military, I don't see that happening. Yes, unfortunately, that is the case. And I hope that we are not going to go to war. I really don't. I really hope not. Statistically speaking, war happens when the Republican Party is in, and things are kind of. So let's hope that for 2020 we just keep it slow and steady and nothing's going on. Because unfortunately, war equals money. War equals money equals profits, and a lot of people who are already rich gets richer when it comes to war. There's a lot of money to be gained during war, but a lot of loss. So, yeah, I hope that 2020 is very mild and uneventful. Tex Coco, I didn't know you were a veteran. 20 years. Are you retired? Because I'm retired too. I just December 6th was my ninth year I've been retired. But yeah, we see things differently. I understand. I was in for 23. So I didn't know you was a veteran. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. So yeah, I hope that's the case. So we are at 55 minutes. So Army 2009. All right. All right. I retired 2010 Air Force. So I'm not going to keep this more than an hour. We're going to stop it at an hour. So we're going to be wrapping stuff up. Um, I will say this about the panels. I cannot watch these 3 and 4 hour, 5 hours. I cannot watch these long marathon panels. I can't watch these long 2.5, 3.5 hour lives. So I'm gonna wrap up since we're about 4 minutes. Thank you. Now today is the day. Do you think that we're gonna lose? Okay, do you think we're gonna lose content creators with the new COPA rules? Now, I may not even be here because evidently, if YouTube do not um, find you as thank you. If YouTube does not find you profitable, then they have the option to yank your channel. Well, I'm not monetized. I don't have my 1,000 people. So, they could decide to let me go. Give me my pink slip. So, I'll be here for as long as I can. Or I'll have to find another platform to move to. But you think that they're going to switch it up? It'll be interesting to see. Now, they've had a whole month. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for sticking in there and hanging out with me. I appreciate you all. It'll be interesting to see because today is the day. Today is the day to see how people are going to deal with the changes and see what they're going to do. See how they're going to deal with the content. So I will be looking forward to that. I'm looking to see how everybody's going to do it. Yes, everybody is focusing on making money, and I don't think that's going to change. But here's the thing: even though they're focused on making money, they're not going to be able to make money the way they were before because at least the last 6 months, it's been the more outrageous, the more explosive the tea is, and a lot of that stuff they're not going to be able to do anymore. So we'll see. Now, I'm going to say this. So 2 weeks ago, I like small and big homes. Yeah, but they say if it's not making money, it doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. So I was watching a clip on 60 Minutes, and if you go on YouTube and Google it on YouTube, they had the CEO for YouTube. And did you know they were saying that, of course, they have these bots that kind of check the algorithm and all that stuff. When the reason why your channel might get paused, or you get the yellow or the red strike. But they were also saying that they have like 10,000 people who monitor these videos, and that they have on-site psychologists to help the people who are watching these videos, because some of them get very overwhelmed and it is very taxing and exhausting for them to deal with that. It was a really interesting thing, and they were talking about why they are changing some of their stuff and with the children and all that. So you should watch the YouTube video, 60 Minutes YouTube, or it may be something in that thing. But it was like 2 weeks ago that it came out on 60 Minutes, and it was really insightful. So we are at 1 hour. Thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping to be able to keep this video so you can catch it on the replay. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It was a great conversation. I think I might do another one next week. We'll try it out. As I always say, take care of yourself and each other, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Have a great day.